Hi, guys, and welcome back to I Will Go Down with the Ship. My name is Heather,
And my name is Chelsea.
and we are really excited to just jump into this episode. We have a comment, but I think we're going to talk about the episode first just because it's kind of like a what the fuck episode, and we will discuss if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So Chelsea, let's just really quick overall thoughts. And then again, we don't have a script. So sorry if we just watched the episode today. So we're going to try to go in order. But if we miss something, we'll definitely talk about it in our next episode. So we're just going to kind of go off the cuff. So go ahead, Chelsea.
My first thought immediately upon pausing the episode, literally right before we started recording, like as the credits started rolling, was what the fuck did I just watch? What, what the
In
fuck just happened?
in a good way, a bad way, or both. I mean, why not?
I mean, it kind of feels like both to me, to be completely honest. And like it was so wild to me how like the way this episode was cut together and it literally just felt like you're in a boxing match and you're just catching like left hook, right hook, left hook, right hook,
Yes.
every, like every fucking beat of the show. And like the way it was cut together was so masterfully done, and like how we went from thing to thing to thing to thing. And like I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the fact that like nothing is resolved in this episode. Like, wow.
Yeah, like it's an I'm just gonna be completely honest. I I I loved the Lucy Hank interaction.
That was spectacular.
Again, we'll go into it a little bit more. I did not I actually did not like what they did to Barb. I'm actually really pissed off about it. Um I'm
I'm with that too because they went in the direction of kind of making her a victim, and that's
Yes.
what we didn't want to see.
And um I'm really I actually miss Max. I'm glad we have Max and Thaddeus back. I'm really
Right.
interested to see like the team up between the three of them. Um, and I honestly, this is the first time that I was kind of like the vault stuff. I was kind of like, I kind of want to get back to other people. Like, I kind of thought this was, I get what they're doing. We're being reminded there's a water issue and potential. And like, my husband the whole time was like, um, I think it's Reg, right? Reg is
I think so.
the he's like, no, she's gonna kill him. Like that dude is gonna die. And
I have that feeling too.
so
Like
it was
1,000%. Betty's gonna end up taking him out because he is becoming a fucking problem.
so it was kind of like, okay, I get that they're maybe hinting at an uprising, and I know it's ridiculous over a snack budget or whatever, but this is, this is what Fallout does. It really hits the theme in ridiculous ways to kind of hit it home.
I know.
Um,
I love the way that they use absurdity in
yes,
this show in general. Like it's
yes.
fantastic.
So, and then we also have the mutant. Okay, Chelsea, let me just, instead of going through the episode, let's just talk about different sections. And if it's out of order, whatever. The mutant, did you feel like the way that it was set up? I felt, this is how I felt, but let me know your thoughts. Like it was just a complete plot device. Like there was really no, like, it was just such a random, I almost felt like they had to do it because we needed to get introduced to the mutants, but I felt like there is a setup of it. I'm not saying they didn't set up that mutants existed, but the way that it happened and they just so happened to save Cooper, and I was just like, this kind of
Right.
felt like a little bit plot devicey where it was like we need this to happen for the plot to move forward, and I just didn't feel like it earned it.
Yeah, it did have a kind of Deus Ex Machina feel to it.
Yes. Yes, that's
Um,
a great way to put it.
but like I think it's all going to come back to the forced evolutionary virus that Barb was somehow involved with. And of course, the Enclave, because we saw Wilzig. That's his name, Wilzig,
Yeah.
in this
Um,
episode. And like when he starts talking in the elevator with Barb, I was like, that's not who I fucking think it is it? And then he steps into frame, and I was like, holy shit.
You know what? Let's just go for it. Let's talk. This episode is basically all about Barb. I'm actually really mad. My husband was like, I told you this was going to happen. I told you that this was going to happen. And it really pissed me off because I really wanted to see, it doesn't, I don't really care if the villain is a female or a male because we have Hank and I think he is such a great villain and we will talk about Hank in a little bit. But I would have loved to have seen a woman who was a villain and who did not apologize for it. And I just, like people could still say, well, what if this is all part of it? Like, what if she's lying to everyone? But I don't think that they're going to go with that. I honestly think they're making her out to be a victim. Um, and I just am really disappointed by that because I wanted her to be like, I almost saw it a little bit in the episode when she says, there are worse people than me. And he's like, you're going to kill billions of people for Janie. And she's like, well, wouldn't you? And I was like,
Right?
yes, let's lean
That was
into
the
that.
moment I wanted because, like, as a mother for my child, I'll push that button all day long.
Hmm. And it's just interesting. And so that's really what I wanted her to lean into. And I felt like we didn't get that opportunity because we got that elevator scene and they're saying that there is this third party, and that's, I think the title of the episode is
The other player.
the other player, right? And so it's like, okay, someone is pulling Barb's strings, and and I'm just like, gosh, this is so disappointing. I really wanted her to be this like badass. And if you contrast it to something like Game of Thrones, where you have Daenerys, who winds up, everyone loves her in the beginning of the series. And this isn't a spoiler. It's been out since like, I don't even 2018 or something. So, whatever, fuck you if you think this is a spoiler. But then she gets all crazy and becomes the villain. And I think that was so cool, but they didn't earn it. That's why everyone was pissed off. Like there were seedlings of potential. This is how her character is going to turn out. But because they rushed it and they didn't do it justice and they didn't earn it, nobody bought it. And I feel like with Barb, I'm really concerned now because it almost feels like they wrote the first season and they were almost like feeling like, I don't know, like I felt like you could have gone either way with it. And so I don't know. To me, I'm just a little disappointed because I wanted her to be this like unapologetic badass. Like, no, I did this for my daughter. Wouldn't you do it? And if you wouldn't do it, what does that say about you as her father? Like, really turn it around on him, be a petty bitch like that. Like, really get into it. And it's like, no, I was threatened. I tried to do something about it, but this isn't your cowboy hero happily ever after movie. This is, and I'm just like, oh, great. Okay. So, and I know people could say, well, her actions aren't justified, even if she was threatened, like blah, blah, blah. And other people could say, well, she's morally complex. I'm like, no, she's not. She's just a victim. We've seen this a million times before because here's my concern now, Chelsea. Here's my concern. Everything, everything was a complete fuck off. Fuck you, Ghoulsey shippers, because at the end of the day, the whole divorce was on purpose because we don't want Vault-Tec sniffing around the truth that Cooper and Barb are actually working together to get the shit sorted. And we are divorcing to play this part that we hate each other, but secretly we're trying to save the world together. And Cooper is trying to get back to, like, he's trying to find his wife, and it's going to be a second chance romance and happily ever after for him. He's going to redeem himself and he's going to get his family back. And it's going to be this, let's tie it up with a bow. And I'm hoping they don't do that. The one thing that I'm thinking maybe they're still ended on bad terms is because Janie was his reason for climbing up the pole. He didn't think about Barb. At the very end of the episode, he calls her Barbara, which I think was a pretty like babe,
Cold thing.
yeah, cold
Like,
thing.
literally in the rom-com I'm writing right now, there's a, then like this won't be a spoiler because it's literally in the first few pages. There's a breakup scene. And like my female main character is getting dumped in the opening scene of the book. And she goes by Lexi, but the guy who's dumping her, Jason, calls her Alexandra, her full name. and it's a way that you distance yourself from that person. And
Yeah. Go ahead.
it's definitely like a and I'm pushing you away kind of thing, and that, gives me like the tiniest little grain of sand of hope that he and Barb aren't going to reconcile. But this whole episode really made me nervous, and I'm just sitting here like Jack Sparrow, like, stop blowing holes in my ship.
Yeah.
Like, that's how this whole episode made me feel.
And it's like I'm not the look, I am as Delulu can get for crack ships, okay? I am over here still thinking that Beth Green from Walking Dead is possibly still alive and she will be reunited with Daryl 10 years later, okay? But my issue, I don't know, like I just feel like this is too I just don't want it to be like
I don't want it to be sanitized.
I feel like that's what it's turning into because now Barb is a victim and they're really pushing hard that House is sort of like this bad guy. That, like it is going to be sanitized. Cooper is going to get back with his wife. He's going to get his redemption through through that, but he's going to granted Lucy is the catalyst for the redemption, but he's going to get back with his wife and his family, which is what quote unquote should happen. And then Lucy's going to get with Max, and they're going to have their happily ever after because Max has grown a little bit, gotten some wisdom, and so has Lucy. And now and I'm just like, this is basically like any 20, 25, 26 romance of like, we're going to tie everything up in a nice little bow. There's not going to be any messy bits. And I'm like, you're fucking Fallout. Like, the
Right.
reason we were so excited, and I'm not, again, you watch any of these episodes, I think you and I have been pretty consistent on they do not have to get together. I am not, it's not like I need my ship. I'm not one of those people who are like, you have to put no, but you have to tell the story in the way that like
Makes
it
sense.
makes sense and that it's just like lean into the fact lean into the fact that it's messy and that it's dark and that it's like not this fairy tale. Like, I don't want a wasteland fairy tale. I want like a fucked up,
Right.
twisted, immoral, like story that's rich and good, that's not falling black on Deus Ex Machina and plot devices and all of that. Like, even as excited as I am for the whole like Cooper, Max, and Thaddeus, it was just so fucking random. Like, this is my issue, like, also is the timeline. Like, Lucy wakes up in a vault and her dad has this huge assembly line of people, and Cooper barely gets off the pole. And I'm just like, wait, the last time we saw Lucy, he's with the chicken fucker. So, how much time has passed where Hank has actually gotten all of these people? And then, I don't know. Like, I think I wanted more guilt from Cooper to like be breaking Lucy's heart the way that he did. I really was very intrigued at the thought that he was like going feral. So that makes me think that like some time has passed because he was passed out in front of the Super Duper Mart for hours, I think, until Lucy
Right.
emerges. And there was no hint of him going feral. So, but again, we see the sun go down and we see the place empty. So it makes me feel like only what 6, 7, 8 hours have passed. I don't
Right.
know. And then if that's the case, then I cannot possibly believe that Hank got all of those people and trained all of those people in 8 hours. Like, so I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
really, really confused by that.
Yeah.
So
And just kind of not buying it, if we're being honest.
yeah. And another reason why I think like Barb is more of the victim is at the very end scene with Hank when she pulls the cold fusion out of him. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I will say what I did like about the episode was I loved the Hank and Lucy interactions because Hank
Yes.
was not what I thought was going to happen. And I loved him for it because in a way, and before you get on me, I'm not trying to compare Cooper and Hank. I'm not saying that Cooper is father figure, but I feel like Hank was doing the same thing by teaching Lucy a lesson by having her
Push the button.
Yeah, like make the lesson her like she had to go through the lesson herself. Hank knows that Lucy cannot like it's funny because Lucy's very duty bound and she likes to follow the rules. But I think Hank knows her well enough to be like, I can't just tell her what to do, especially now. I have to show her what's going on. And so the fact that he was like so willing to surrender, so like, yeah, let's go. You are absolutely right. You are doing it. And what's interesting is when he says, I thought the wasteland had changed you, but it hasn't. And Lucy has been going through her own sort of identity crisis and who am I? And she doesn't want to be like Cooper, but she doesn't want to be like her father. And to see what she goes through when she watches the two like opposite opposing Legion people like fight and she has to push the button in order to save lives was very reminiscent of what Hank was saying was like, I did it to protect you. I pushed the button to end Shady Sense in order to protect you. And how quick and how easy it was for Lucy to do that. Like, I don't know. I really liked that scene. And I thought now Lucy's probably like, well, who the fuck am I? Do I let people make their own choices, no matter how violent, no matter how bad, no matter if they're going to kill each other? Or is it more ethical for me to control them in an environment where everyone is polite, everyone is working towards the same goal, everyone has the same beliefs, so there is no infighting. And so I just thought that that was a really brilliant sort of like interaction with Hank. I thought the whole thing was done really well. The performance
Right.
with Hank and okay, Chelsea, really quick. When Cooper gets Hank into the hotel room, be honest. Like you know that Cooper's thinking I need to fuck this. Like I need to fuck with this guy. Like I
Right.
need to get this guy back. And in my head I'm just like just fuck his daughter. He's gonna be so mad at you. Like this is how you get him back. Just fuck his daughter.
Right.
Not that Lucy was born yet, but like that is literally what I'm thinking.
I know, right? And like maybe I am a special brand of Delulu as a dark romance girly, but like I would love it so hard if that happened.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think we all would. I don't know if we get that. I don't even know if like honestly, okay, so Chelsea, else in the episode that you kind of want to like touch on or go over because I think from this point I want to talk about potential theories of what could happen in the next two episodes. We only have two episodes left. So anything else that you want to touch on before we move on?
I like, can I just say how much I loved the fucking kumbaya line? Like that was so bitchy and like I
Okay.
told you so,
Yeah.
like, oh my God. But it was fucking excellent. Like Kyle MacLachlan,
He
just
stole this episode, I think. I think he was
yeah,
brilliant in this episode. I love him so much. And when he's telling Cooper, "Wow, I didn't think you really liked me." And I was like I was just giggling the whole time. I was like, "You're so funny." Um but yeah, I mean, I thought it was again very interesting that the ghoul is on the verge of going feral, without his medication.
that shit had me nervous. Let me
Yeah,
tell
I
you.
was a little I really liked I thought it was a really touching moment when he kept saying his name, like, okay, my name is Cooper Howard, and I have a daughter. He doesn't talk about Barb. And I would normally suspect, like, okay, that's a good thing, that's a good sign, even if it's not for my ship, that's a good sign that he's not going to go back with her. But after seeing this episode, now I'm just like, well, the writers could have withheld it just to drop a surprise on us. And that's where I'm kind of like getting a little disappointed with the writing because I'm not saying you have to reveal your hand. That's not what I'm trying to say. But as the audience, what's the right thing? Like it's not like it's a unreliable narrator. It's not like Coop is like so delusional that we're not seeing him say Barbara. They're withholding Barbara on purpose because they don't want us to know how the relationship between them has ended. And I don't like that shit because you're not being completely you're trying to play cutesy with your audience instead of just like what's the right thing? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say, Chelsea?
Yeah, I do.
Like it's kind of like instead of, I'm not saying you need to reveal everything, but at the same time, like you can't bait us into thinking one way and then turn around and like do something else. And I feel like, I don't know. Okay, let me ask you a different question. Do you buy it when the actors say, "Oh, I never even thought that Lucy and the ghoul would ever get together." Like,
With the kind of fucking chemistry you have, like, are you shitting me? I'm
do you
sorry.
buy that? Like, I'm trying to think about it from like a non-dark romance, like a normie, right? Like just a normal fucking person. And I
Right?
just feel like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know because here's the thing. Like I saw this and it's like the writers have to know what they're doing, at least in the first season, with the whole setup of the Hades Persephone and the fucking Beauty and the Beast. And
Right.
my issue is you have all of these tropes. You have grumpy sunshine. You have sort of like this innocent, ignorant, idealistic kind of younger girl and this jaded, sarcastic, bitter older guy.
Which
And
is age gap catnip, can
oh
we just
yeah, a
say? Like,
100%. And I just feel like they're utilizing these tropes to lure you, like to lure you in. And Goggins has said from season one, this is not a father-daughter relationship. And that's fine. Clearly, I don't know if friends is the right word for it either, but it's sort of like you have all of these tropes playing. You have this amazing setup, and at the end of season one, you basically have them on a little road trip together, just the two of them. And I just feel like even all of the episodes, 1 through 5, all the way up to now, it's sort of like more tropes, more banter, more heartbreak, the songs that you're playing, like all of that.
also, why are you gonna give me that goddamn wink
Right.
and then
Exactly.
not do anything with that? Like, that's the kind of shit that gets me hot under the collar,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, like you didn't have like if this is not, again, it doesn't have to be end game, but if this is not some kind of deep bond, why are we suddenly winking at each, like why? Like why is Lucy turning back to him and giving him a thumbs up? Like she's looking for his approval. Like did I do a good job? Like am I good? Like I just, that's like my biggest fear now is just like I can already see the setup of okay, well, maybe he didn't say Barb because the writers are just being assholes with us. Not because they're setting it up like, oh, Lucy has a chance. Because no, why would Lucy have a chance now if Barb is a victim? That's my issue.
Right.
If Barb is a true victim and Cooper Howard is the Cooper Howard from the idealistic phase of whatever he is going through or doing, why would, like, why would they divorce? What would trigger him? And I'm thinking maybe, like, now I understand, like, if this is all a setup, okay, now I understand that Barb picked the date for the bomb drop, right? But maybe they moved it up because they got suspicious that Barb was fucking around. And now Cooper has to get Janie to Barb, and Cooper sacrifices himself for his daughter. But Barb and Cooper are okay. And again, it's the writers specifically leaving the Barb part out of the situation the majority of the time because they don't want us to know the truth, which is, oh, Cooper and Barb are actually secretly together and they just did a big fuck you to everybody. Because Barb is a victim, but she's going to be working for Moldaver too. They both are. And it's going to be like, I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck I'm even saying at this point. I think I'm just like too close to the episode since it just dropped. And I don't
Mhm.
know. When I think about it, I just get pissed off.
I do too. And I had this stone drop in my gut feeling for the whole episode when we started heading in the direction of like taking Barb's power away by making her a victim.
Right.
And can I just say how much I hate that? Like, can we just have a badass female villain
Yeah. Can we have
for
another
one?
Cersei Lannister? Like, I'm trying to think, and granted, I have not watched a lot of TV or movies really. I just want like a villain who is unapologetically a bitch. Like I want to love like look at like the freaking evil queen from Disneyland or like Snow White. You know what I mean? Like I
Right?
just want Mother Gothel. Like where is she? Like I need just a badass like I, I'm gonna like again, Cersei like I'm gonna do this for my kid. I'm going to be a petty bitch, turn it around and be like, Cooper, you wouldn't do this for your child? What kind of father are you? And just turn it around on him and be like, that's right. And then maybe she's like, okay, so let me ask you a different question. If Barb is in charge of picking the water chips and all of the experiments and all of that, why does she pick Vault 33 to fuck with the water chip? Like,
Right?
do you think it has to do with Hank? But then she would
Right?
really have to time it to make sure that Hank it would affect
Was
him.
the one in power at the time.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I didn't really think Barb cared one way or the other about Hank. So what does Hank do to piss off Barb? Like my thing
Right?
is, look at how Hank is as a villain. Like I see people on Tumblr, oh, can someone just kill him already? And I'm like, no, we need to keep this baby alive for as long as possible because as of this episode, his scene with Lucy was the only scene that really like I had fun with. Like I did not have fun the rest of the episode, and you can argue, well, you weren't really supposed to, but you know what? Kyle MacLachlan is amazing. I love him. I will never ever stop saying it. And I'm just like, I don't know, like he is unapologetic. He did this for his daughter. Look at he wants her to see what he's doing. He's trying to show her, hey, let's live in this world. Don't you want to live in this world where everyone gets along? And I just feel like, yes, but I wanted that not from a dude, not from her. Like I wanted that from a like a woman. I wanted to see that kind of yeah. But
I'm with you 100% on that. And like that's what I wanted to see from Barb, and I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't look like we're gonna get that. I'm not gonna lie. Like it would have been so nice to just like let her be a bad bitch who's doing the wrong things for the right reasons, unapologetically, just like Hank is. And
yeah.
like while we're on the subject of the episode, do you think the room was bugged or do you think Betty ratted her out?
Okay, if we go with Betty ratting her out, then that would explain potentially. Well, okay, I know that House said the date of the bombs changed.
Right.
The one thing I know about Barb is if everything is for Janie and we trust what she's saying, there's no way that Barb lets Janie go to a birthday party with Cooper.
On the day that the bombs are gonna drop.
Exactly. So I'm thinking that if Betty rats her out, then that could potentially, like, the punishment is we're going to drop the bombs now, or we're going to drop the bombs at a time that you don't even realize, right? And
Right? And like Janie's not even fucking with you at the
yeah,
time. And that's like extra special fuck you.
and it could be why Betty is in a more powerful position even with Hank. I mean, maybe Hank and Betty kind of team up against Barb. I mean, it would be interesting because well, technically speaking, Barb does have like that executive vault with Janie. We see Barb's name and Janie's name at the end of episode 5. So we know that they had executive cryogenic chambers. We don't know if they're actually still in there or not. So at least by the time the bombs dropped, at least from what we know, the story is that they still at least she still has a high position and a good working relationship with Vault Tech as of right now. This is what we might be led to believe. Um, I don't know. I don't think that Barb necessarily trusts anybody, and yet at the same time, how does Barb let something like that slip in front of Betty too? Like, I just
Right? Like why did she trust Betty that much is like my
over your own
main
husband.
thing.
Like over your own husband. Like that's the thing. Like again, like I get that Betty works at the same company, but she's a secretary, right? Like she's not really anyone of importance, at least as far as I know, you know?
Right.
So I'm just kind of like disappointed. Honestly, I'm disappointed with the episode. I thought the vault stuff was I get what they're trying to do, but I thought the whole scene with them like dancing, I thought was a little much. Like I'm just kind of like what is like are you being like maybe you're trying to be funny here because, you know, you need that break, but I'm just like I don't know. That kind of left
Right.
like a bad taste. Like I was just like I don't really necessarily it's not that I don't care because I love my vaulties. It's just that if you
I
need
don't care about it in that tone.
yeah, and also like if you're trying to remind us about the water chip, you can say that with two lines of dialogue. Like we don't
Yeah.
need this huge scene that took like what, 7 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Chet. I guess he's getting married.
I guess so. And like I guess Steph just fucking decided that.
I'm
Like,
like, okay,
wow.
why? Like, what is like, I guess I'm trying to figure out, okay, what's Steph's end game? And like, if you saw the teaser for the next episode, you see this Betty Steph stuff going on. And I'm just kind of like, again, unless it's tied somehow to what's going on with Lucy Cooper and Max, I'm just thinking at this point,
And
okay,
also, can
what's the
can I
point?
have a shit fit for a minute? Because we got no Norm this episode at all.
Did you see the scene for the next episode though? He apparently he will be in the next one. And
Okay, good.
he's talking to his dad apparently like, "Hey, if you knew all of this, why didn't you say anything?" So it seems like Norm either suspects or finds out the truth about Hank. So that'll be interesting. Um, but what are your theories for the next two episodes, Chelsea? Like, what do you think's even like at this point, like let me ask you. Like, does the ghoul even give a shit about Lucy at this point? I mean, I know he like like I haven't, and granted, I know this isn't a romance, and I know I'm glad that he's like pulling himself up and thinking of his daughter. That totally tracks. Like that makes sense. But it's sort of like I does he like I don't know. What are your thoughts? Like I'm just
I don't know. I have a bad feeling. I have a really bad feeling for our poor ship, and like it's the exact opposite of fan service, you know? And like I know we're a small contingency like within the overall Fallout universe, and not everything has to be a romance or whatever, but like
we'll make
if
it
they
like
fuck our ship up, I'm totally gonna write a book that's like basically fanfic and like fixes the fucking situation. Because why give us everything that you've given us to only turn around and not make it a thing?
okay, I'm worried that Cooper is gonna say, I'm sure Max is gonna be like, oh, where's Lucy? And Cooper's going to say, maybe leaving out the part where he betrayed her. And Max is gonna be the one all gung-ho about rescuing her. And
Yeah,
Cooper's gonna be dragged into that instead of being, hey, no, I need to get her back and I need you to do it. Like, I need your help to do it. And that
right.
would piss me off. I'd be like, fuck you. Now, granted, we see her in the next episode, she's going to wear the iconic yellow dress. But I don't
I'm
know.
interested to see that, like,
Yes, but
and how that comes about.
I just have this bad feeling that it's sort of like it's going to be Max that rescues her. And maybe Cooper's redeemed through her because he's helping. But at the end of the day, like even when he's talking to the mutant, I have to get my family, though that's the one thing that I care about. And I wish I would have seen like some kind of break in his voice or he stops. Like if he had said something like the one, like you know, he's talking about I've been wastelanding for 200 years or something. Like he mentions his family, and I wish he would have said something like it's the one, my only goal is to get my family or something like that. And I wish he would have cut himself off, like when he says, my one goal is to and then he stops and he could still finish it, but at least we see that hesitation of like thinking about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know at this point, Chelsea. I'm honestly like not super hopeful for the next two episodes. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not either. I don't have a lot of hope. I'm not in a good place with it right now.
Yeah, I'm not either. I think that's why I don't have much to say because there's really not a lot for me to break down until I see
Yeah.
the next episode. Like this was, and this is like kind of where those moments are. It's like after the breakup, they kind of have to make the decision, like recoup and everything like that. But I don't know. And you know me, like I'm usually the bubbly sunshine, like, no, guys, it's okay. Like we're still gonna be okay. And it's just like I can already see, I can already see it. I can already see Max coming in to save the day, dragging Cooper along, and then potentially season three is about finding Janie and Barb. And at the end of season three, Cooper gets his happily ever after. And I don't want to watch that. I don't, again. I'm not saying I need my ship in order to watch a show. I'm not one of those people. I want a good story no matter what that is. But the way that everything was set up, only to get it, like, I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot of bait and switches, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine for like plot stuff. Like, okay, is Robert House the villain or is he a deranged good guy? Like, I'm fine with that. But when it comes to like the relationships and stuff, like I don't know. I don't like that. I just let Barb be a bitch. Like let her be a villain. Let her drop the bombs because she's a bad bitch and she wants to protect her daughter. Like why? Like why? And then we find out that the reason she said that was because she was threatened and it's like that's so disappointing. Like
Right.
I don't know.
It really took the wind out of my sails and like it's kind of depressing.
Yeah. So I mean like okay, I mean at this point, do you think that there's not necessarily hope for our ship, right? Because I think me and you have been pretty clear about like, hey, it may or may not happen. We just want a good story. Like, do you see there being a good story between Lucy and Cooper at this point from what you know?
It's hard for me to see it right now.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing that has me fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I would just feel much better if we were not in the place that we're currently in. And like I want there to be a good story between them and I want to be reassured by the clip you sent me the other day that said, when he says this is not the end of their story with the punch and all of that and they continue to interact and stuff. I just hope that it doesn't suck and doesn't feel like the writers took the easy way out on things. And like writing's fucking hard. We both know this. Like writing is incredibly fucking difficult. And
I just
I
feel
don't know,
like
I just don't want them to fuck it up.
why give them so many parallels? Why play the songs that you
That you
played?
play. Yeah.
Like, why have her be the atomic queen and him the radiation
Radiation
king?
King.
Like, why do that? That's what I don't understand. Like, if it wasn't going to be, and again, not romantically endgame, but if it wasn't going to be them as sort of like the most important people to each other to trigger change and understanding, because if Barb is good, then why does Cooper need to find his humanity again? Like, there needs to have been such a terrible betrayal for him to have turned into the ghoul in the first place. Yes, he wants to find his family, but like, why does he get so angry at Lucy then? Like, if that's the thing, like, if this is all like a setup, if the divorce is a setup, if everything's a setup, then why is Cooper so angry? Why doesn't he have his humanity? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, why?
Mhm.
And I'm just kind of like, if you're saying that Lucy was stupid, if that she's like you but stupid, like then how? How? Like if Barb is a good guy, how does Cooper end up so angry and bitter and jaded and sees Lucy as not only himself, but remember he sees her as Barb too because Barb always did the right thing too. And he looked
Right.
at Lucy like, no, you're just gonna betray people. You are a fake, like you're a liar, like all of that. You don't actually mean what you say when you say the golden rule. And it's sort of like if that is the case and you have that for Barb, then why is Cooper the way that he is? Because no other betrayal could turn him into that. It would have to be such a personal betrayal. Like not even, let's say, not even Charlie like fucking him over could turn him into what he is. It has to be his wife. And
Yeah.
if it's not, if she's threatened, if it turns out that she's this innocent person in all, an innocent in quotations, because she's still making the decisions to do all of this stuff, but innocent, then it's like, then he is not allowed to then be this angry or bitter. He is not. It does not make sense. He's not allowed to hate Lucy as much as he hates Lucy, because then it's like, he's essentially hating himself, but then why would he hate himself if Barb is honest with him about everything and they work together to try to fix it? It would make no sense. It would make absolutely no sense. And if it goes this way, I'm going to be so angry because I'm just going to be like, you completely fucked a character. Like you completely
Right.
fucked Cooper Howard. And so even me, like even after Cooper freaking or Barb gets the fucking cold fusion out of Hank and he's just looking at her like, oh, and I'm like, fucking Cooper, like you're like, come on, like you can't just let her like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm worried about. I know we only have 2 weeks of this, but I don't know. Like in terms of our ship, like I don't know. I could see them being buddy buddy. Like I could. I mean, part of me like if the whole let's pretend the Barb thing wasn't happening. Okay,
Right.
let's pretend Barb is still a villain. I would be really excited because I'd be like, oh, we get some jealous Cooper because Max and Thaddeus are gonna come, and you know Max is gonna be flirting, and it's gonna be the perfect person Lucy should be with, and we're gonna get some jealous Cooper. I'm gonna love it. Yeah, let's go find Barb and Janie. Like, let's go on that road trip with all of them. Blah blah blah. But it's like, no, knowing that Barb is potentially a villain, fuck that road trip. I don't want them to be even like I don't want them to be found. And then on top of all of that, I'm thinking, okay, let's say they find them, then what? Is Barb
Yeah.
gonna look at Cooper and be like, ah, I forgive you for all of the things that you've done to get back to us because you know what? I did some horrible things that I did to protect Janie, and now we're both horrible people, so we can just fall back in love with each other. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm like so sassy right now. Like,
No, I feel you 1,000%, and I'm just like I'm dreading it because I can see it happening. And I don't want that to be a thing. I don't want it to be a thing. And I like the fact that I can see it being a thing is just got my gut in a knot right
yes.
now with this
I think
season.
it's the writer instinct. I honestly think it's the writer instinct, Chelsea. Like, and that's where we were so excited in season one because we already saw it. And then season two happens and you get a bunch of new Ghoulsey shippers because it's a little bit more obvious, right? Whereas
Right.
a lot of other people could see it with the setup. And now it's like, I think as writers, we already know how this is going to happen. We
Right.
already can see how it's going to end. And that's why we're just kind of like, this episode is going to be drastically shorter than our other ones because what else is there to say? We can't really comment on anything until we actually see what happens. And there's really
Right.
nothing else for us to dissect because, number one, this is a podcast about the ship for Lucy and Cooper, and we
Yeah.
don't really see them interacting here. And then on top of that, we don't really know. We're in this limbo of, okay, is she fucking with Cooper? But then we do see her threatened. So clearly she is legitimately being threatened. So I don't know about that.
Right.
No, I don't know, dude. I already see that Cooper's going to get that redemption and he's going to get his happily ever after and he's going to get his family. And I wish it was more found family. I wish it was
Right.
Lucy
Yeah.
and freaking, dog.
Dog meat
And
and
even Max can
Max.
join
Yeah.
the party. Dane can join the Thaddeus can stay. Like it can be a found family. Like I am fine with all of it. Hey, let's go find Janie. And I wish Barb was that extra player. I wish she was the like manipulator, like the one behind everything. And oh, you thought it was Robert House? No, bitch. It's Barbara. And she knows what the fuck she's doing, and she's not gonna apologize for it. Like, oh, that would have been
Right.
so cool. That would have been so cool.
It would have been amazing. It like and like I don't know if it's just the dark romance writer in me that just like wants her to be a bad bitch
Mm-hmm.
or like
No, 100%, 100%, 100. And then I would like start looking for people to ship her with. Like, okay, who can handle her? Like,
right like who can actually handle
who
her?
can handle her? I haven't seen anyone in the wasteland. Sorry, Cooper, I love you, but no.
No, no.
Yeah,
Like
no.
Hank's the only one that comes close, and I don't see
Hank
that being
is
a
the only
thing.
one who comes close. I agree with that. I agree with that. Um, gosh, I just want more women who are just like again, I what I love about Hank is that he's a manipulative asshole who knows how to press the pressure points. He's not necessarily the guy that you're going to pick to be on your dodgeball team. He's not like the fighter. And he's like a
But
smart.
he's so fucking smart.
Oh, I
He's
know. And
so smart.
that's why I would love for a Barb to have been the female version of that because I feel
Right.
like, especially in the last 5 years, we're getting all of this, oh, I'm a strong, independent female and I can just kick ass of like guys twice the size. Like, okay, calm down. Like, no, I don't want that. This is why I was so much in love with Fallout because Lucy is not that type of character. She grows over the course of season one. Like she's not a badass, but she gets to be a badass. And I just wanted Barb to be like, I'm smart, I'm manipulative, I'm gorgeous, and I know how to fucking ruin lives. Like, you know
Right.
what I
And like,
mean?
can we just have an appreciation moment for how beautiful Barb is?
Hmm.
Because that bitch is fine.
Her
Like,
emotions, like the way that she emotes, like I hate her, but I feel it. You get what I'm saying? Like
right?
I don't
Like,
want to feel
I
it, but I do.
get it though. Like, I get it.
Yeah. The same way we get Hank, the same way it's like, yeah, he bombed Shady Sands. He's an evil person, but he thinks that he's doing it for his kids. He did not want his wife to take his two kids out in a world where literally everyone is fighting over bottle caps. And like, I would never do what Hank did because we all know part of him was a little petty bitch about it because he's all like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you. And I'm gonna blow up a whole fucking town to do it. But it's like, I get the motivation behind it. And
Yeah.
that's why I loved his scenes with Lucy because he's not trying to fight her. He's not trying to push her to believe it. Like I was worried once I saw the like little things in the back of the neck in episode, even in the first episode, I was like, "Oh shit, is Hank gonna do that to Lucy? Is that how he's
Right.
going
I
to
had that
kill
fear
her?"
too.
And it's like, no, it's even worse. He's going to show her and put her in a position where she chooses to push the like it was brilliant. And this is why I'm like, writers, like, that's fucking brilliant. How do you give me the shit with
Right.
Barbara and this amazing stuff with Hank? Like, give me the amazing stuff with Barbara. Anyway,
Yes, absolutely. And like, what I loved about the moment with Hank and having her push the button is just how Machiavellian it
yes.
was.
Oh my
It
God.
was fucking beautiful. And like I wanted that for Barb.
Yeah, I did too. Like, wouldn't it be, oh my gosh, like, think about it, Chelsea. Like, think about it. If they had set up Barb in a way where Barb pulls the same Machiavellian shit, but on Cooper, and somehow Cooper is responsible for the bombs dropping instead of her.
Oh my God, that would be so amazing.
Oh my
Like,
gosh. And you would understand why he hates himself, why he hates
right?
Barb, why, oh, that would have been so
Like
good.
It would have been fabulous. Like it would have been fan fucking tastic,
Oh my gosh.
honestly.
So good. Okay. Tell me, okay, let's pretend, okay, we're at this episode right now. So you're the writer, and we're not going to do a writer's room. You're the only bitch in charge, Chelsea. You are writing the rest of the season. Tell me how it would go. Like, and you can, we're shippers, we're proud shippers. We're not here to cater to just whatever. So write the next two episodes that you would want to write. Like, how do you do a fix it of this? Like, what would you do?
Right. So I'm thinking that Cooper, Max, and Thaddeus have to find a way to get Lucy back from Hank.
Mhm.
And I don't know how the fuck they're gonna do that. So like hats off to the writers who do figure that out. Um, I would love it if Lucy kind of has a save herself moment because she's grown so much in her time in the wasteland. I think that would be fantastic. But like as a shipper, I'm gonna need to see Cooper grovel for what he did because that was a big fucking betrayal.
Yeah.
And like that's a bigger betrayal than even some of the things that I've seen in bully books that I've read.
Yeah.
And like that one hurt me in my soul.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you unfuck that.
Yeah. Mm. I think for me, okay, I think for me, um, Barb is manipulating Cooper, that she is a bad bitch, and that
Right.
um the way the writers have set it up is that, oh, we think she's being threatened, but she already knew about the threats and she's playing along to make herself out like the victim in order to get more information, blah 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 blah. That's how I would fix the whole Barbara thing.
All
At
right.
this point, I would have Cooper trying to get drunk again because he feels so fucking shitty about what happened to Lucy. Max is gonna be like, "Hey, you left with Lucy. Where is she?" And Cooper's like, not wanting to talk to him, not wanting to talk to him until, I don't know, maybe he just finally confesses. And then and then maybe like Cooper feels guilty, so he doesn't want to do anything. He's not sure if there anything can be done, but Max is like, "No, let's go. Let's." But the thing is, I'm thinking that the reason they save Lucy is because of something to do with the cold fusion. Like Max wants to get it to her. And so is that the reason that they go in to save her in the first place? It's not for Lucy's sake, but you know, for the cold fusion aspect of it, like let's build a new city, let's build a new place. I don't know.
Right.
So I think that they team up, they, go in to rescue Lucy. I think that Cooper is the one that sacrifices himself to the death clause in a way of like, hey, I'm gonna do this. You guys go ahead, I'll distract them because number one, I'm a ghoul. Maybe him and Thaddeus do it so Max can go. And
Yeah.
Cooper thinks he's like being all noble or whatever, letting the guy that Lucy should want to be with go in and rescue her. Um, I'm not sure what kind of threat Hank would pose to Lucy at this point is the issue of like, because
Right.
she's like ready to take Hank back to Vault 33. And I'm like, okay, well, how does she get into the dress? Like, is it more of like, well, honey, we don't have to worry about radiation here because like obviously no one else is in a vault suit. So maybe it's sort of like, hey, just relax and take a shower. Like, I don't know. Um, Maybe she tries to reason with her dad. Um, but again, I don't know how she can save herself if I don't know what kind of threat Hank is. And I thought I did. And then this episode threw it out the window.
Right.
Um,
And I do like that they turned things on its ear with that.
yes.
Like
Yes.
I love what they did with that. And like honestly, I've loved every decision that they've made with Hank
Yeah.
consistently
Yeah.
over 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And, like this is going to be a really controversial take, but Hank might actually be my favorite character in the show outside
Yeah.
of Lucy and the Ghoul.
Yes, 100. I think for me, it's Thaddeus just because it's Thaddeus, but I really, really love. I think we all love a good villain, you know?
Right.
I think that it would be it's awesome. And I mean, if we want to look at it from a romantic's point of view, I mean, he turned into a villain because of his wife, because she betrayed him, essentially. You know what I mean? And so
Yep.
so dark romance girly should love Hank because he literally blew up a city for her.
Right.
Okay, I'm
Or
gonna
at least
stop.
blew up a city because of her.
Because of her,
But
yeah.
he's willing to burn it all down, and I do love that.
Yeah. Um, so any
Literally, my friend Summer, like this is a complete sidetrack, but the way my friend Summer has convinced me to watch Percy Jackson and the Olympians is she sent me a clip and like fucking spoiler alert, if you watch Percy Jackson, just like tune out now. But like for episode 5 of the current season of Percy Jackson, and it's Percy talking to Annabeth, and he says if I had to choose between you and Olympus, I'd burn it all down. And I was like, oh shit, I might actually watch this show,
yeah.
like just based on that clip alone, because I love a man who's willing to burn down the world for his girl.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why we love the morally gray heroes. Um, that's why I love Cooper. Like, because we all know that, like, if we look at Cooper and Max even now, I think that Max would still, even with all of the issues the Brotherhood has, I think he would still defer to some kind of organized structure. And Cooper would be like, fuck everybody, I want the girl. Like, I want, you know, anyway. But so, yeah, so I think that I don't know how Lucy saves herself. I mean, the girly in me, like this, the romantic in me wants her to save herself, but then something happens and she's in danger. Like maybe she gets out, but then there's a death claw that's gonna eat her or something. And
Right.
then Cooper saves her. Like I love the moments when the girl can save herself, but also the guy gets to save her too.
Yes, I do love that.
And then yeah, I agree. I think Cooper needs to grovel, but in a very Cooper Howard way. Um, so I don't know. I've seen theories where it's sort of like, okay, does Cooper get captured by Hank and put like the little control thing on the back of his neck and then they act out his movies? Does Hank tell Lucy like, "Hey, you were with essentially you were with Cooper Howard?" Like I'm thinking in the next couple of episodes Lucy's going to find out who Cooper Howard really is. Um but yeah, I mean, that's how I would fix it. That's honestly how I would fix it. And then Lucy would deliver proper justice to Hank, whatever that means to Lucy in that moment. I don't think it's going to be taking him back to the vault. I don't know if it means killing him either. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if it's we're gonna lock you in this vault and I'm never going to let you get. I don't know what it is because she still has to stay grounded to who she is as a person while also changing and evolving a little bit. Um,
Right.
and then again, I would love for season 3 to be like, okay, now it's the search for Janie and Barb, and now it's Cooper's turn to give Barb that justice. And what does that justice look like? But he can't do that if Barb is a victim because then what justice is there to give? So,
Right, exactly.
okay, so if there's nothing else, let's go. We got another comment that we're gonna touch on, and I'm gonna read it. And Chelsea, when if you want to chime in with your thoughts too. So this
Absolutely.
cuttlefish. So I really want to know how Cooper made that deal. Yeah, same. Like it seemed like how did Lucy even know to go to the inn in the first place? Like, how did she know to go to that room? Like, there was so much that we did not see, and that pisses me off because that's all relationship development between the two characters. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what was really going on because it was so confusing. I completely agree. I do not think that again, the timeline is so weird. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And the situation, like again, like how did Lucy know to go to that inn? All Cooper tells her is I'm gonna get fucked up. Like okay, how did
Right,
she know to get into that room in the inn? Like, I
right.
don't,
Like, did she go there and ask for like the fucking ghoul in a cowboy hat?
right,
Did she go
exactly.
to every place in town and
That's
do that until she found him?
Yeah, and then it's like when does and then again this is why the whole like what are the writers purposefully withholding us so we get betrayed the way that Lucy is. And that's what I don't like. There's more and this is just writing guys like in case that you care, there is a lot more conflict and tension in your reader if you know something is going to happen, but a character does not. If we had seen Cooper make that deal with the chicken fucker, that would have made like now we know that Lucy has to find out. And we're gonna be on the edge. Like if we're reading a book, we're gonna keep reading until we read that part that Lucy's betrayed. If we don't really know much going in, it's almost like you're trying to trick the reader or your audience. And sometimes that can backfire. Like to me, I don't think that that was a great setup at all because it's like, okay, when did any of this happen? Where did the chicken fucker come in? Was he watching Lucy throw up? Was the ghoul being vulnerable in front of chicken fucker just to be nice to like I don't get that. So,
Right? And like, also, just like, why give us that fucking gentle ass touch on her back and like that moment of connection and kindness if we're not going to get the fucking ship? Like, why keep doing these things?
yeah, exactly. Because it's like, yeah. Okay. So I didn't think that any deal with Hank would be truthful, to be honest. And personally, I don't think Barb is in that vault anymore. See, that's the thing that I don't understand with Cooper is like Cooper, or I should say the ghoul, because I think Cooper has a he has faith in people, but the ghoul doesn't. So when the fucking chicken fucker approaches him, and again, this is why I wish I would have seen it, because does Cooper automatically agree? Like, what makes him believe it? Like, that's the thing. Like, he's so mad at Lucy for going off and saving people, for not listening to him, for not doing anything. And the second that it's his family, suddenly all of his advice goes out the window. And you could say, well, that's part of his character and what, and maybe, but it just doesn't make any sense that and even Goggins has said she's probably the one person that he has come to care about in 200 years. And it's sort of like, and it's just so easy for him to turn, it's not so much to turn her over because we see the struggle, but he made the deal. I want to see him struggle when it's put on the table by just him and the chicken fucker. Like what like I felt like all of the important scenes were purposefully not written or not filmed again to kind of trick the reader or to betray the reader or to reader the audience whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Like we didn't get one fucking campfire scene between Lucy and the ghoul. Like where do they sleep? Who goes to collect the wood? Who makes the fire? Like some kind of domestic activity that we should be getting in any kind of fucking road trip thing, okay? I'm so mad about that. But anyway, um, okay. Do you think Barb is in the vault, Chelsea?
I don't know what to think. I'm leaning no.
Hmm.
Like, I wanted to believe that she was there for a minute, but I'm leaning to like she's probably not there and she may be with the Enclave because I mean fucking Wilzig was with the Enclave, so why wouldn't Barb be?
The only place, if she is not in the vault, that where she would be is probably the Enclave. That would
See,
be,
like I want to go back to season 1 and like watch the scenes where we see inside the Enclave
yeah, I was
and
thinking
like
the
just see
same
if I
thing.
can like spot anything that hasn't been spotted yet.
Right. Um, I don't know. That's the only thing that makes sense. And then the thing is, okay, if she's not, how long has she been out? Like, what's going on with that? And then has she been trying to find Cooper? Because if she's been wastelanding it, Cooper has a reputation. Now, does she
Right.
know that Cooper is the ghoul? I don't know.
But
Um,
would she try to hire the ghoul to help her find her long lost husband? Absolutely.
you would think. I don't, and see, that's the part that we don't know. If her vault was in Vegas and her family or her life was in Los Angeles, the likeliest places where she would be is somewhere between that, which Cooper, we know based on what he has said, has been everywhere, has been scavenging the entire United States to find his family. He's trying to find all of these special executive vaults. And so it's sort of like if she is not in her vault, there, like, it just, how does he not know where she is? You know what I mean? And so that's the only
Mhm.
reason why I'd be like, maybe she is still in the vault, because with his reputation, Barb must have heard from about him or her. Like it, I don't know. There's a lot to unpack in that. Okay. It would be like Hank to negotiate with something he doesn't have. I agree with that. And
Absolutely.
I think he'd be really good doing that. Why Cooper fell for it, like that is a big question. I agree. But then again, he has searched so long for his family, he can't give them up for Lucy. And I agree with that too. I am fine with him making the deal. Like to me, that makes logical sense. What doesn't make sense, if they have an established relationship, why not have a conversation with her about it? Why not be like, hey, look, they're gonna ask me and I'm gonna pretend that I'm turning you over, but in reality I'm gonna come get you and we're gonna go find my family, or you're gonna go get information about my family when you're in and I'm gonna come get you or something. Like I don't understand why. Let me, maybe I'm just being an asshole. Like, do you think it, like, he had to betray Lucy in that way? Like, am I missing something? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why couldn't they have a conversation about it?
Right. And like, I don't know. I think it just comes down to dealer's choice, and they didn't choose to deal that to us
I
with
agree
these
with that
episodes.
because I'm like, if anything, them, if Cooper sat down and explained everything with Lucy's morality, I think she would have agreed to it. I think she would have been, yeah, I'll help you because it's the right thing to
Mhm.
do. If she's willing to go run off for some screaming randos who turn out to be really shitty people, why wouldn't she go help Cooper find his family if they could find out information? And so that, like, that didn't make any sense to me. Like, why not have this conversation? Like, you can still betray her. Okay, but like, why not talk? Like, not betray, but like, it make it seem like it's a betrayal. But anyway.
Right? Yeah, like you could totally fool the chicken fucker and like
Just put a
make him
chicken in front of
believe
them.
that it's a betrayal, you
Yeah,
know? Like,
exactly. Um, and then he said, okay, they continue, but he was so fucking depressed. You could see it even when he gave her the money to get sober. He respected her. He wanted her to be clean off drugs and to be conscious when he told her his decision to give her up. I agree with that too. I think that shows how much he respects her. Do you think he is already having feelings for her at this point? I don't think we will get anything too shippy in the series, but the feelings are being had. I'm not blind, and I think Lucy's on the brink of something before he betrayed her. All right, let's get into feelings, Chelsea. Like, what do you think? Like, shipper glasses off partially, like, because we don't want to be like, well, obviously he has feelings for her, but like, what are your thoughts on that question?
I think like with the anguish that you could see on his face, like he definitely feels something, whether it's a responsibility for her, whether it's like, care, which obviously he does care, whether it's something more than that, like it's affecting him. Definitely. So there are feelings there. It's just a question of like what exactly are those feelings and how are we defining them?
Yeah. Um, I think that from my perspective, I think that it's there. I think that he does have feelings. Now, whether he wants to admit that he has them or not is a completely different situation. We know that he cares about her 100%, and we know it's not in a daughter sort of way.
Right.
So in turn, I think he's protective of her. I think that she could look at him with her big eyes and basically get him to do whatever she wanted, which we saw with how many, sidetracks they went on. Um, and like, I think that if we saw more moments, I think I would have a better, like, I think that especially during the time when she just shot all of the ghouls, I was like, he was ready to fuck her. Like, let's be honest. Like, you know, um,
That wink said a whole fucking lot of things.
Yeah.
And
Um,
like, like my one thing in my head is like, is it just the Walton Goggins raw sexuality, like animal magnetism thing that makes us read it that way, or was it actually intended to be read that way?
I think that in a show like this where everything is intentional, the music choice, even like the Atomic King and the Atomic Queen and the Radiation King, I think everything is in there for a purpose. And that's why even when we're questioning, why do we have an inbreeding snack, club? Like why specifically that? Like I think that everything is intentional. And I think that that wink was intentional. I think that it was scripted. Maybe Goggins, you know, the thing is if Goggins ad-libbed it, and they kept it in, the way that it was shot was intentional, like we're going to look at him because he is going to wink at her. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of like the read that I got off of it. Um, I think he genuinely likes her as a person, even if she annoys him. I think that he reminds her of himself, but also his wife and why he fell in love with his wife. And so
Right,
I think that he has these deep emotions. I don't know if I would necessarily call it love or
right,
even to a degree romantic, but he feels something for this person out of the 200 years that he's
right.
been
Well,
wastelanding.
and like you don't get this much benign antagonism and married couple energy out of people who don't care about each other.
Yeah. And to bring up Lucy, I think that Lucy, um, I don't think she likes his choices, but I think that she respects the fact that he knows a lot and he has a lot of skill. And I think that once she got humbled with the Legion, I
Right.
think that that was when she realized, maybe he's an asshole, but he's also right. And so maybe I need to start actually paying attention to him and listening to him and doing all of this stuff.
Can I just say, like, random sidetrack, but I hate it so fucking much when my husband is right in that way, and it annoys me so deeply that like he can be so right about certain things. Like literally my entire like 5 planners and journals and notebooks and stuff that I'm using this year, I'm literally filling them in every day out of spite because he says you always buy them and then you never finish them, and I'm like, okay. I'm going to literally do this every single day. I don't care how long it takes me because I'm going to fill out at least for 1 year every single day in each one of these planners or journals or notebooks or what the fuck ever.
My husband, I'm the same way as you. My husband, okay, so when Cooper gets like rescued, for some odd reason, I thought it might have been a death claw. I was like, oh, like,
You're not the only one who had that thought. Okay.
okay, no, because I was like, no, I was telling him like me and Chelsea think like maybe Barb gave gave these death claws Cooper sent, and that's why. And he's like, no, it's a mutant. Like, and I'm like, well, come on. And he's like, no, think about it. He's like, maybe some of these like have actual brain, like are smart, like are, good.
Mhm.
It fucking turned out he was right. So this is his like face after the episode, like, and he also was the one like 3 episodes in, like, no, Barb's gonna be a victim. And I could see that, but I was like, no, 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 like let me just hold out hope. So he's like double like, and I'm like, oh.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not
Uh,
gonna say it.
oh, no, he did say it. He fucking said it, and I'm like, you already know I'm upset with this episode. He's like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll give you some time, and then I'll tell you I'm right. And I'm like,
Men.
I know, I know. But it's like, okay, so Lucy needed that humbling, but I think that once she realized it, and I think once she was like, I think she looked at him in a different way once. But here's the thing, like, it's sort of like she's pissed off at him. This is why I wanted to see that 2 weeks like build up because I want to know where their relationship started from after they leave because he's really gentle with her after she kills her mom and basically says, "Let's go meet your maker." And
Right.
like I want to see how that develops because
Develop.
by the time we see them in the dinosaur slash there's a rope around Cooper's neck, it's like, oh no, like they're married couple energy already. Like we can already, she's exasperated with him. He's, posturing, like we have all of that. So I think that there was definitely, for me, Lucy has trusted him since probably the end of episode 8 in season 1 because she wouldn't be
Right.
running her mouth as much as she did and think that Cooper will not hurt her because Cooper, if she truly believes that Cooper's a monster and cruel and willing to kill anyone just to eat them, like that's my whole thing about this whole betrayal too. Like, why did she think that Cooper was keeping her? Like, did she think that Cooper was just being nice to be nice? Like, anyway, we won't go into that. But anyway,
Right.
so I just think that like there was a trust between them. And in terms of feelings, I do think that she was starting to see Cooper in a different way. Like, I don't agree with how he does it, but I think that maybe he's doing this for a particular reason, and I'm willing to see what that reason is now. Um, I think just like seeing how heartbroken both of them were in that scene, there was a level like they had to have cared about each other for there to be a betrayal in the first place. Because
Yes, absolutely.
Cooper could have just been like, haha, bitch, I got you. You're gonna go with them and I'm gonna go with and that's kind of what I was almost worried about, that he was gonna kind of be an asshole to her during the betrayal, and it completely threw me. It was like Hank 101, like it completely threw me that no, he was being soft. It was clearly like it was a conflict for him. So I don't know if romantic feelings, but there were definitely deep, I do not want to do this. I'm conflicted about it. Um, and I think that they both look at each other or feel something for each other in a way that nobody else has made them feel. Not Max for Lucy or Chet or anybody in her vault. And for him, not anyone he's seen in the past 200 years. So I do think it's that kind of relationship. But I think saying it's romantic is too on the surface. I think it's a lot deeper than that.
Right.
Okay.
I absolutely agree.
All right, let's continue. Okay. Okay. I don't think, okay, anyway, I read that. I think Lucy and the Ghoul got something going on, but wow, Max is coming in strong in season 2. I love his storyline in season 2 so far, and to be honest, he was the weak link in season 1 for me. Now I'm genuinely interested where Max is going with all of this. I agree with that. I'm actually kind of missing Max. I would have wanted less vault stuff
And more Max.
and more Max, to be honest.
I agree.
Let's see. I really like the progression of where Max is now versus where he was in season 1 as well. I think that he's getting a really good character arc. We're gonna see how he is in the next 2 episodes. But I didn't really like his character in season 1. I didn't like the lying. I didn't like the way that he was in the vault eating all the crackers and, showering when Lucy's literally fighting off these mutants. Like I didn't like that about him. But I like this Max a lot more. Like I like who he is right now.
Yes.
Um, Max and Lucy might be a thing for season 3, at least in the beginning, as in this is who I should be into. But to be honest, Lucy has changed a lot, and I don't see them being a power couple, or if then the chemistry is way off. What do you think about that?
I agree. Like, I absolutely agree. I can't, like, she's changed enough that I can't see them getting together and becoming a power couple. And, like, if I get proven wrong, I get proven wrong. And, like, I don't hate Vault Knight as a ship. I don't hate it. Um, I prefer Ghoulsey, but if that's the way they end up going with it, whatever, I'll continue watching the show because, like, the writing has been good up to this point, and I'm going to see it all the way through because I'm a completionist. But
You're so nice, Chelsea. After they did Kevin Costner dirty in Yellowstone, I was like, fuck you, and I haven't watched any Yellowstone since then. So I was just like, I'm like, okay, here's the thing. If Max and Lucy, if they try it just to show that it's not going to work, I'm fine with it. And I know you're so nice and you're like, I don't dislike Vault Night. And I'm like, look, I I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't want Vault Night. I don't think it works. I don't think it makes sense for the story. I think they pushed it so hard in season one for that purpose of being like, oh, look, this is who she's supposed to be with. This is like the Gaston, but without the assholeness of Gaston. Like she's, like whatever. Um, but I could see in season three, if it does end up being, okay, we're gonna be this found family going on a road trip to now go after Janie and Barb. I could definitely see that happening. In terms of their character progression, the thing is, I get that they're different characters now, but I still could see them being together because they've matured so much more. Like, I could see Max being much more comfortable with himself sexually, and I could see Lucy being much more comfortable with knowing when to attack versus when to not. And so that part doesn't necessarily say to me that they couldn't be in a relationship. I think the chemistry is not there the way that it is with Goggins. I think that the story setup in general is not there. Like, and that's the thing where it's like that's the thing that gets me is like even if Max comes in and saves the day for Lucy's rescue, I don't know. Like, I guess we'll see. Um but yeah,
I just hope we don't get something half-assed like we did with Nace. Like I'm still
yeah.
fucked up about Nace because like they actually did do fan service and they followed the chemistry and it was gonna be fucking fantastic. And the next star took over and just said fuck you and all your good shows. And now you've got 4 episodes in which to pivot and finish this up. And like we got the promise that Nace was gonna happen, but we didn't actually get to see them happen together on screen. And I will forever be pissed off about not getting to see Nancy and Ace actually be together.
That's ridiculous. I don't like that. Okay, so then call me crazy. I think Cooper Howard might be a groveler when he really is sorry. I think so too.
I agree.
Um,
And I want to see it. I want to see it so bad.
the writers
Like,
better not
that's
freaking
all I
hide.
want.
Yeah, I agree. It will be a really honest exchange apology. What I would like to see is like a scene where they barge in to rescue Lucy together, and Lucy's already outside in her dress, splattered with some blood, and going, "What are you doing here? Rescuing you?" Oh, well, about that. Yeah, I agree with all of that. I think that would be really funny. I don't know how it happens. That's the thing. And to me, that's the important part. It's not so much that Lucy is rescued or that Lucy is wearing the dress or that, Max and the ghoul team up. It's like, how does all of this work? Because that could mean so many different things.
Yep.
Uh, so we'll see. I don't know. This episode kind of left me bummed. I knew it was gonna happen. Like every episode was getting better and better and better, and I knew there was gonna have to be some kind of drop. And I just didn't realize it was gonna hit this hard.
Right.
For me. Like
Look, I was already depressed before we watched this episode today. Like,
that's
my
true.
meds have been really fucked up, and then to get this episode on top of that is pretty rough.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, we have 2 episodes left. If you guys have any more questions that you want us to ask, feel free to leave them in the comments. Chelsea, what are we asking them today?
How do you guys imagine things are gonna go when Cooper and Lucy see each other again for the first time?
So, a
Like, how do
reunion.
you think it's gonna happen?
Do you think we get a reunion in the next episode, or you think it happens in episode 8?
Like, my gut says we're getting it in episode 8, but I would prefer it in the next episode.
Yeah, I agree with you. I want it in the next episode, but I think we're not getting it until episode 8. Um, okay, awesome. Awesome questions. Okay, guys. Sorry to be such a downer for this episode, but honestly, it's the writer's fault. It's not our fault. All right, anything else, Chelsea?
Nope, I think I'm pretty much I'm done and I'm still just like in the what the fuck did I just watch
Yeah.
mode. Like my
I think
chest hurts.
I think Kyle wins the episode.
Kyle absolutely wins the episode
Kyle wins it.
hands down. Like that performance was incredible and I enjoyed every moment of seeing him on screen. And I don't know if it's because I'm a dark romance girly that I'm enjoying Kyle and his performance so much or if it's like a universal thing.
Yeah, agreed. I agree. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week, hopefully with a better, more excited episode. So we'll see. So take care. Bye.
Bye.